Hello everybody, it's Tina at Tina Stitches. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel about cross stitch. Mostly cross stitch, sometimes a little bit of other fiber arts thrown in, but cross stitch. And if you hear that noise, it's my dog going crazy on the bed. Yeah, today is Sunday, the 28th of March. We're almost at the end of March, and I am very much finished. Yeah, I finished my March acrostic in the monthly magazine challenge group, and I will explain what that is when I get there. Life update. I'm back here because the kids stayed over at the oldest son's house last night, and they're coming back today. And by kids, I mean young adults. They should be getting their own place. Well, the one has his own place, but he's here visiting. But we don't know for how long that is. And the other one is buying a house, but waiting for the tenant to leave to get that all done. Anyways, so the kids are coming back. So I'm filming from up here because I don't know when they're going to show up. And like many other floss tubers, self-conscious when there's people in the house. My husband is home, and he's in the basement. There is a floor between us. Well, 2 floors, but you know what I mean. So, anyways, I appreciate you all visiting, and thank you for coming back. Welcome if you're new. I saw a few new commenters on my last video. It's great. Actually, I think somebody commented on a slightly older video, but still welcome. And I hope you guys stick around and like what you see. So, what have I been working on? It's been a week, a whole week since my last video. I believe I filmed on a Saturday. Now it's Sunday, so full 7 days in between. And I got a very nosy puppy in here as well. And she's not a puppy. She's 6 years old. Ish. 4, 5, 6, I can't remember now. But she's still very playful like a puppy. Gidget, come here. Come here. Look up. Look up. Yeah. This is Gidget. Say hi. She's got her nose into everything. She's the jealous one. Okay, get down. Squeaky. Come here. Come here. She's not going to want to come. She's finally settled in on the bed. So, Gidget's also the noisy one. Did I tell you that? I'm going to let her out. And now they're both gone. I don't know if the kids are back or if she just heard. No, I think the kids are back. Okay, so yeah, they're back. Most of them are outside right now. So we'll see how this goes. I grabbed my tablet because I wanted to look up the April acrostic. And I was right. Anyways, so yeah. Let's get into the whips. whips are works in progress. I'm pretty sure I showed you this one in my last video, but I did work on it some more, so I will show it again. And I have everything leaning up because the dogs want to jump on the bed, and yeah. So this is Hatter by Gecko Rouge, and I didn't bring up the pattern, so I will insert a picture here. And here's where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. So I focused on the teacup and the tea and a little bit out the sides when, you know, this color wandered over. So that's where it's at now. I really wanted to work on it some more, but I knew I had to put it down because something else was screaming for my attention. And that would be this project. I brought a picture. I did bring this picture because it happened to be out of the bag. And this is Dressmakers Daughter by Mirabilia. Try not to get so much glare on the glasses, but so anyways, my year-end goal for this is to have 2 of these pieces finished. But I'm only working on them in the opposite season of the northern hemisphere, because Australia, the Flosstube ladies down there were doing the Mirabilia queens of the seasons in the seasons of Australia. So they would work on spring queen in spring, etc. And I didn't have all of the queens, so this was my way of stitching along. So that means that I started working on autumn, because the first day of spring was on the 20th, which I believe was the Saturday that I was filming. And so I pulled it out. It's got put into the Q-snap. Don't want to show you a pattern. Move my needle because I left a needle ready to go. So here's where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. And when you last saw it, this was mostly complete, but none of these were finished. There was, I think, 2 of them started. And so now these are all complete. I even put in some Krynic for the dress stand frame. Feet are in there. The back stitching needs to be done. And beads, of course, which will be at the very end. And the word autumn has to go down here. So I also came up here and worked some more up here, mostly on the sides. I put in water lilies for the leaves as well. They were just empty spaces. And Well, to be honest, I don't think I touched the dress up here. I just worked on the sides, getting up. And it looks like it's getting near the top. At least that's how it felt when I was stitching it. It is just there. Right there. So there is still a lot to go up there. But that's okay. I'm still loving it. It was just a little disappointing when you think, oh, I'm getting so close to the top edge, but it's really not that close. So I am going to continue working on this month, obviously, because I'm supposed to. But I did make it fit into my acrostic for March in the monthly magazine challenge. So the monthly magazine challenge is a Facebook group run by Carolyn Zook and her friend Robin, and they will at the end of each month put out a worksheet for the next month, and you try to find a pattern from a magazine to fit the monthly theme, but you can choose to work on any other project for the acrostic. And so for my March acrostic, the words were lion and lamb, and the last letters that I had to get were I didn't have this on my acrostic, but it is on my April acrostic because April's word is rain. April showers, rain. So I have it in there for A for autumn, because that's the word on the bottom. This is the autumn section of the pattern. I couldn't find another pattern, and I really need to make some progress on this. So my acrostic goals are 3 nights of stitching dedicated to that project. That's what this is going to come out again for. So that's why, well, I left it in the Q-snap because I didn't need the Q-snap for anything else, and it's easy to pick it up and start working again. So that I did work on for 4 days. The next project that I worked on a very little bit is my lunchtime project. And this is the Briolis kit, Don Biscornu. Here's where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. So I've just been working the colors up there towards the center. I'm gonna let the dogs up again. Guys were outside, now they're inside, so dogs had to go see what's up. Okay, so I showed you the Biscornu, and there wasn't a whole lot of change on that one. The next one I'm going to show you, there is a decent amount of change, noticeable change, which is always great. This is a big project. I haven't touched this in a very long time. And I usually do enjoy working on this, but this last round, I think my needle is not matching my fabric very well. Now Squeaky wants back in. This is Khaleesi, aka Squeaky, because she's a squeaky dog. Okay, so I think I need to change my needle for working on this more, because I'm getting very sore fingertips from pushing and pulling the needle. This is Royal Tudor Mandala by Chatelaine. This is what it's supposed to look like here. And here's where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. So I filled in this area, all that black work is stitched with, the pattern calls for black DMC, just 310. I decided to go sparkly, and I'm stitching it with Petite Treasure Braid PB05. So the blue was already finished. The black work was semi-finished. So I finished that, and then I worked on the gray and brown inside the window. I also started to do the black work down there, but there's a mistake in the chart, and I tried to rechart it myself, but I don't know if I got it lined up right. So I put a stopper on that, and we'll get back to it. That's where it's at now. And these are being stitched, this is being stitched with the called for silks. I have all the beads and treasures and everything to finish it. It's being stitched on 32 count opalescent Lugana by Zweigart, I think. There is the red band on the edge of the fabric. And I do have a Omanek frame wide enough for this, but the side bars are long and it makes the frame really awkward. So I'm thinking I'm going to get some shorter, honestly a shorter set on both sides so that I can use the longer side frames with a shorter top and bottom set, and a shorter side frame to use with the longer top and bottom set. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. But when will I actually, do that? I don't know. I looked a couple days at the prices, and it is an investment. So, we'll see. My next project, I show it every week, every other week, whenever I'm filming. I know I may have missed, very rarely do I miss an opportunity to show this project. I didn't bring the picture up with me, so this is what it's supposed to look like. And here's where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. So when I last worked on it, I was over here and I filled in some black. I am really enjoying this. Pick a dark color and just do that stitching. I went down as far as I was comfortable with the black, and then I picked the next color, which was 317, and I started to fill in more of that, and that got into the shaping here of the fingers. And yesterday I worked on a couple of different colors, and today I worked on the lighter colors in her finger here, because that's the plan, work on the light colors during the weekends when I have time to work on confetti-ish stitches. This is my morning stitch, so I sit down for about 20 minutes and plug away at it. And I do get more stitches done when it's just a single color. Yes, there's a lot of black left. A lot. But I think by doing it in this way, I get more than 1,000 stitches in, because I'm getting more than 100, close to 150 in the mornings, whereas before I might only get 100. So that's all my whips. That was a lot. It really was a lot for 1 week. I did want to share, I did start to use, just today, I started to use the Paco. My son had got this for me for Christmas. It came in late, so I didn't have this since Christmas. I was using my homemade floss cards, which I wrote on and drew the symbol. But I decided this project has less than 50 colors. I don't know how many is allowed on here, but it's the perfect combination of knitting threads and organizing. The only thing that I noticed is that a full skein of DMC seems to be a bit too bulky for the space. So, and I'm not the kind of person who threads all my needles and pokes them in there, so I have one needle usually on each project. If I was going to use a bunch of needles, I would load it all up with black, for instance, and do all of the black. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. It is a little bit prickly. These things are a little prickly, but other than that, it's good. So, plans. The April acrostic for monthly magazine challenge is out. I went through my magazines. I don't have anything for rain. I mean, I suppose the only thing I could do is say, hold. I could use the Teresa Winsler's garden sampler and say, if it was raining, you would be standing in the gazebo. So I might play with it that way, just to get some stitches done on the Teresa Winsler's welcome. But I know I was in the Zoom call when they were talking about it, and people were showing cute little designs with, you know, a little girl in a rubber slicker with a little duck, you know, those kinds of designs. But number one, I don't have any of those, and number two, I don't see why I would stitch one of those. I don't have any children in my life right now. No nieces or nephews. Great nieces, great nephews. There's nobody under the age of 10 in my family. So I couldn't do it for a child, and I don't see, I mean, maybe for decorating my house, but I don't really decorate like that either. So I think I'm going to cheat and use Teresa Winsler's welcome. If it's raining, go to the gazebo. The other, so that's for the theme, has to be from a magazine. That one is in a magazine. For R, I'm going to work on Royal Tudor Mandala for another 3 days at least, and that's what my current project in the evening is, so that'll work. For A, I already said Dressmakers Daughter Autumn. For I don't know. I'm going to see if Beautitudes has an eye in an area that is nearby that I can work on, because it's also going to be Easter next weekend, which means that's when I should be working on Beautitudes, because that's its anniversary. I think I started it last year for Easter. Maybe it was the year before. I don't think I've had it that long, have I? Anyways, Beautitudes is going to come out because of Easter, and if I can get an eye done with it, that would be great. N is going to be With My Needle by Just Nan. I only have, I think, 2 more bands on that to do, and then it's done. So I'm not going to say I'm going to finish it in April, but it would be nice. That is my goal for the year, I think, to get that one out of the way. It was a mania start from a couple years ago, so yeah. The other thing I might work on a new start. I'm not committing to a new start, but I've been looking at my stash and my fabrics, and I know I've promised to stitch along with 2 people on 2 different projects, and they've started, I believe, maybe Sarah from Our Stitching Kingdom was going to work on Idea, a Garden Fairy by Mirabilia, and I said I would love to stitch along with her. I don't know if she started it yet. She has so many things on the go, I can't keep up. But if she hasn't started it, she's in the no new starts. So, we'll see. I have fabrics pulled out, and I put up a picture, 2 pictures on Instagram of which of these fabrics should I use for Idea. This is what she looks like. And here are my 2 options. I have more options, but these are the ones that I've narrowed it down to. I'm I'm 99% sure I know which one I'm going to go with. I don't have any floss pull to do, like a floss toss on this, because look at those colors. Oh, that's so bright. Now, I originally bought this because I wanted Huntress. I've seen it on Flosstube, and I wanted to have it because it's red. And this is 32 count Huntress by Picture This Plus. It's not really red, it's a wine burgundy. My shirt is red, so therefore purpley tone, but delicious. And this is Dawn by Picture This Plus. And it's also very nice. And it really, really would go really well with those yellows, I'm sure. You know there's a but coming, right? But I really like this color. I don't really have anything else that would go on this. I did look at, let me see if it's here. Yeah. I thought about putting Ella, the Frog Princess, on this. Again, tons of yellow. And I think that the flowers would just disappear. So then it would be change the flowers So I kind of not going to do that. I am looking at color converting Dia to a pink dress to go on this. We'll see. It was pretty close. It was about 6. So there was like 6 votes that said Huntress for sure. This one is Huntress. And then 8 votes that said Dawn. I'm not one to follow the masses. If I ask my husband, what should I stitch this on? I tend to go with the opposite of what he thinks, and he's an artist, so it's like, well, I'm sorry, but I thought I would go this way instead, so, and it usually turns out fine. Both of the options are great. But, there it is again, but I have another pattern that I really want to work on. Cassiopeia. I've had this one for a couple of years and could not find the perfect fabric. Dawn, I think, is the perfect fabric for Cassiopeia. I really think she will pop on this fabric. And you're thinking, oh, well, there's your decision made because you'll have a project for Dawn already. I have a big piece. I have a giant piece. Dawn. So I could do both. Yeah. The other project that I wanted to work on with somebody, stitch along, I know she's already started it. Tina at Fancy Lady Cross Stitch. She used to be Simply in Stitches. Now she has 2 channels, one for knitting, one for cross stitch. I'm pretty sure it's Fancy Lady Cross Stitch. Or stitching. I will try to remember to link these people in the description box below, because they deserve it too. Christmas in London. What has stopped me from stitching Christmas in London? Fabric. I think white is too stark. Okay. I killed the battery. Good thing I had a spare up here. So anyways, I was talking about Christmas in London. I think white fabric is too stark. I also want to remove the bottom deer banner part. And so I ordered some fabric that I thought would be appropriate. What came was not what I expected. This is Silver Moon Belfast linen. And it looks white. It's not white. It's a slate gray. I don't know why I expected there to be just a little bit of modeling. There's no modeling. So I was kind of disappointed that there's no modeling. So I could still stitch it on this, but again, I was watching somebody else, and I'm going to link her below as well, because I'm going to get into this whole under 1,000 sub club thing. This is also Sarah from Our Stitching Kingdom, and Heather from Link is My Homeboy, and there's another person I really need to go check out, but they are other Flosstubers who they haven't hit the 1,000, the magic number 1,000 yet, and neither have I, and nobody can figure out why. It's just a YouTube thing. I mean, I watch my analytics thing, and sometimes it says it gained 5 and sometimes it says minus, and it's like, okay, I don't think anybody's actually unsubscribing to me on purpose. Just YouTube just unsubscribes people, and Sammy talked about this. Sammy J Stitches talked about this in her last video, and I know I've been unsubscribed to people, and I do not go and unsubscribe deliberately unless I really don't want to see you. So I was subscribed to Lisa Kindred Stitcher, and then I noticed I had to go find her, and I was unsubscribed. So anyways, for whatever reason, YouTube wants to keep me at like $6.94, $6.95, and that's about it. So we're in the under 1,000 sub club, and another person that's in the under 1,000 sub club, and she probably doesn't even know about me, but I found her through a comment that somebody had left about the Just Nan. And this is City Stitcher, and she puts out a video, I don't know if it's every 2 weeks or every month. It seems to be pretty regular every 2 weeks, but since I was led to her, I've watched all her videos, and she puts up a let's talk about, and then she goes into a discussion, an in-depth discussion about a certain designer, store, or product. And so I started with the Just Nan, and then she went to My Big Toe. I'm working on that. And then she's the last video, well, she talked about Silks for You, and now she talked about To Die For. Is it To Die For? Shoot. And I need to go to their store and buy some of the fabric that she showed, because it was exactly what I think I need for Christmas in London. I am going to pull up her channel on my tablet and let you know. Okay, so she's talking about dyeing for cross stitch, and it's a company that sells hand dyed fabrics and threads, and I need to go check them out. So that one is stalled for now, and 2 other projects, Mirabilias, that I have pulled and I want to do, So like I showed Ella, Frog Princess, and I have this glacier fabric that I think is a possible go. And the other possible start is Queen Mariposa. And for that, I have this, but I don't know what it is. I don't have the tag. I'm sure it's a Picture This Plus, but I don't know the name of it. I hope it's 32 count. See, this is where I talked about before. I use 32 count because of the beads. So I don't have a lot of other counts in my stash. I do have this great big piece of 36 count. And it's such a dark, dark blue and dark purple, and I thought that would be perfect for a Mirabilia mermaid, but it's 36 count. So I will have to find another project for that. So, yeah, I think those would go good together. The butterflies on the nice sky blue. So those are possibilities. When will I start those? Not anytime in the immediate future, but May is right around the corner. Can I do a Mirabilia mania? Dare I do a Mirabilia mania? I still have Dressmakers Daughter, the sleigh, all the Christmas Eve couriers. What else do I have by Mirabilia? Those might be the only ones that I have by Mirabilia. Do I have room for another one? I don't know. I don't know. So, anyways, leave me a comment. Tell me what you would like to see started out of that pile. And we'll see. Like I said, I don't always do what I'm told. So, I think that's it for now. And I can hear somebody pacing over there, so if I can hear him, he can hear me. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. As always, be kind to each other, take care of each other. I hope you're all getting through this, and happy stitching. Bye.